Everybody, here you're looking at this Kodak ESP C315 all-in-one printer. This printer has not printed a single page since the end of 2012. Yeah, it's been sitting dormant that long. Well, it hasn't printed anything since 2012, but it has been used as a scanner and a copier. I have some software on the mid-tower Lux that I can use. Essentially mimics a photocopier to where with one click of a button it scans and it prints to the brother HL. Crap, I can't remember the freaking model of my new printer. HL2360. No, sorry. HLL2360 DW. Okay. So, anyways, this piece of crap hasn't printed for many years because the ink is so freaking expensive for it, or at least it was. That and the printhead clogged up in it, and after several attempts to unclog it, it just did not seem to want to do anything at all. It just, yeah, printhead was toast. Seems to be a common problem with these Kodak printers. And what's funny to note is, I'm going to actually power this up. There's so much dust on the thing. What's funny is Kodak, sometime back when, exited the consumer printer business. It's like, oh geez, I wonder why. You know, charging enough for ink and stuff like that. You know, it's never been a really good model, I think. You know, it's pretty common with the greedy printer business model is to sell the printer for dirt cheap, like $30, and then charge $30 to $40 for replacement ink cartridges. Yeah, I tell you, a lot of printer companies have done that for years, and some of them have gone into bankruptcy, or at least exited the consumer printing business. So Kodak is one, and Skidmark is another. And of course, Skidmark ink has been really expensive for many years. Yeah, for several years now, I think it's been Skidmark has quit making consumer inkjet printers. Whereas other companies like HP do seem to be a little bit more loyal these days. Not saying their ink is cheap, but they do offer things such as HP Instant Ink program on some of their newer printers. I used to sell this all the time when I was working at Staples. Essentially, your printer, when hooked up to the internet, you can essentially run on a subscription model where your printer automatically notifies HP when your ink is low, and they send you out a new cartridge and charge you for it at a reduced cost. And of course, it's been a while since I actually sold HP Instant Ink, but I do remember it being something like that. So yeah. Now let's go back to the Kodak printer. So here it is, the Kodak, or the Nodak if I want to call it that, because it's definitely not a good value as they claimed it to be in the sales for these things. Oh yeah, save on ink. Nah, no, it ain't gonna happen with you with you guys. Yeah, look here. Printhead loose, missing, or not installed correctly. Install printhead and ink cartridges. If already installed, remove ink cartridges and printhead, then reinstall. Press cancel to continue with non-printing operations. See, here's another funny thing about these things. You know, some printers will tell you that your cartridge is out, but they'll still let you print. They'll let you continue printing. However, Kodak is one of the brands that will absolutely quit printing when it thinks you're out of ink. Now, years ago, I posted a video to QQ channel. Matter of fact, I'll go and search for it right while I'm at it. I think it's called The Truth About Ink Cartridges, something like that. Oh yeah, typing with one hand is always wonderful. So here we go. The Truth About Modern Printer Ink Cartridges. I did a little demonstration here with this piece of crap Kodak printer. And Of course, December 2012, that was back when the printer last functioned. And I don't understand why this video has more dislikes than it does likes. It's the truth. It's the truth about modern ink cartridges and these things. See, these newer cartridges they have chips built into the back of them that essentially guess when the cartridge is out. The actual ink cartridge could still have some ink left in it, but it will refuse to print because it claimed that it's out. So you can go spend a bunch of money on a new cartridge. So what I did in this video is, of course,
printer ink cartridges.
And of course the Kodak 30 cartridges that come with this piece of crap. Just quickly skimming through. What I did here, just for the heck of it, I showed the chip. See, there it is. And what I did here was I took an old pencil. Well, and actually it was a paintbrush that I ran to the pencil sharpener, so it has a sharp end on it. And I just stabbed it into the cartridge foam, and I essentially printed some more. The printer said that the cartridge was out of ink, but however, the cartridge still had ink in it, as you can see here, because I'm printing away with it. What you call redneck printing. Oh, so I wrote out Cube Computer. Okay. As you see, I'm just smearing away all that precious ink that could have been used properly through the printer. And of course I'm doing it with the yellow, just to show proof that despite the printer saying there was no ink left in it, there was still ink left in the cartridges. So yeah, I know, kind of all over the place, but we're going to be resurrecting this absolute piece of crap. Since Kodak has exited the consumer printing business, I've noticed that things have actually gotten cheaper. Used to be one of the big reasons why I never bothered to keep this thing in service. Well, number one, having a Brother laser printer, which costs a fraction to print with. One of the big reasons why I didn't bother to keep this piece of crap going was because of the exorbitantly high cost of a print head. See, a lot of times with print heads, the printer companies charge nearly as much for a print head as they would for a dang new printer. So Kodak was only like $40 or $50 for this print head, and the new printers were like $70 or so. But now on Amazon they have actually come down quite significantly. Let me pull up the order. It was recent. I spent roughly $17.75 on this new print head. You see, there it is, brand new, genuine Kodak print head. And I also bought some generic ink cartridges for the thing. You get 3 blacks and 2 colors for $12.75. Now when it comes to generic ink cartridges, it's kind of hit or miss. You have some good quality ones and you have some that are absolutely horrible. However, my grandpa has actually been keeping his Kodak printer going for at least a couple of years, just solely off of generic third-party ink cartridges, and he hasn't had too many problems with it. Generally, the only problem you really have with those things most of the time is the cartridge is actually running out of ink before the chip thinks so. And it's kind of a crappy view here, but we're going to actually install this brand new print head. Now let's get 2 cartridges out and put in here. Okay, I come into the tack room so we have a little bit better lighting. It's just a bag of cartridges essentially. These are just the Sophia Global Compatible Ink Cartridge Replacements. Well, I have to say that my grandpa has used these kinds of cartridges and his, as I mentioned, for quite some time with little to no problem. I mean, who the heck freaking spends full price on freaking ink from the manufacturer, eh? Not saying that you shouldn't. I mean, there of course are perks and advantages of buying genuine ink, but for some piece of crap that you barely ever use, it's like, why would you waste your time and money? Now let's open these things up. Okay, I actually got them out of the bags. Now to install the things. Okay, first for the black. On this generic, you have to pull this little tab off. It's a vent for the cartridge. And you gotta take this little piece here off, similar to the OEM cartridges. And you actually snap it in. For the first time, jeez, 5 years, this thing actually has ink in it again. It'll actually work. And pull this off. A little bit more involved with the color. Dadgummit. Now the color is a little bit more tough to get off of there, but I'm ready to go in. For the first time in a long freaking time, this thing's going to actually be able to print again. See what it has to say. Of course, it needs to do an alignment page because it's got a brand new print head in it. I really need to hang a light up here or something. This is crazy. It's thinking. I tell you, these things are like living, breathing animals, the noises they make. I tell you, this is one thing I don't like about inkjets, is they go through all this crap when you go to send a print job to them, whereas a laser printer just fires right up and prints out what you want to print. The only reason I'm even bothering putting this thing back into service is because I would like to have a color printer again, to be honest. And I have some like business cards I want to print out. New printhead detected, calibration required. Load plain paper and press start. Oh yeah, the very dusty start button. For the first time in 5 years, this thing's going to be printing. See the light. Looks like it's doing well, actually. Things like brand new again. It's been a long time since it printed this well. It's like, oh my gosh. For the first time in 5 years, this thing is actually back in service as a printer. We'll go ahead and finish off this video by sending a test page to this thing. There it is. Test page. Prints just like new. So this piece of crap is back in service. Okay, in case you were wondering, yes, that Kodak printer is actually doing better now with the new print head and the generic cartridges. So these are printing just fine. No problems at all. It's funny, I had original intentions for replacing the print head. I had other plans in mind, but of course, now that I have a color printer, you know I'm just going to go wild with funny jokes and things like that. So I figured we'd take an opportunity to go ahead and read through those. First of all, I had to have a label for my skid mark printer. The infamous X1270 that got smashed on the axe back in 2010. I officially declared the axe as the skid mark printer repair kit. The skid mark printer repair kit allows you to easily repair any issue with your skid mark, saving you hundreds of dollars in expensive ink costs, not to mention a sigh of relief knowing your days of skid mark frustration are gone. Ain't that the truth? Okay, this here was already up here, but of course we'll go ahead and look at that as well. So yeah, Windows XP CMS Limited Edition. It was the unofficial version of Windows that was installed on the computers back at Hopewell High School. Of course, part of CMS or Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. These computers, the group policy was so freaking limited down, you couldn't do nothing with the machine. You didn't have access to my computer. You had no access to right-click on the desktop or on the taskbar. Most of the internet was restricted. Just things like that, and it was also very unstable. I'd seen many cases of it crashing. Here's a new one. Technician, thank you for contacting the ITS help desk. How can I help you today? Customer says, hi, my computer is not working. Did you check to be sure it's plugged in? Oh wait, the power's been out all day today. Is that why my computer's not working? Your desktop computer will not function in a power outage. Can you fix it? No. Now here's a real good one. You might get a good laugh out of this. This is cooking with Intel in a nutshell. Sacrifice an old socket 478 Intel Sora 1.8 GHz CPU by installing it on an Intel D845 GVSR motherboard and fry some bologna on it while recording video. Upload the video to YouTube and name it Cooking with Intel, a demonstration on CPU heat. Give it a few years for the video to become popular among the tech enthusiast community. Let the AMD jokes begin in the comments and on Reddit. Roll on the floor laughing at the comments telling you that the processor is not an Intel but rather an AMD despite the motherboard having Intel on it. Now mind you, some of these comments had some profanity in them, big time. This one right here, I mean, all caps, this is a true keyboard warrior right here, guys. It isn't an Intel processor. It is an effing AMD. Yep, that's exactly what they said. Now, due to the comments policy, that comment never actually posted, but here it is. And, of course, sorry, that's not correct. The last time I checked, AMD does not make a socket 478 CPU. So, yeah, I'm going to probably be adding some more funny jokes to the tech room before it's over with. I mean, when you haven't had a color printer for several years, it's like and especially when you get the ink for cheap off of Amazon, you have a tendency to want to go wild with the thing. So, anyways, yeah, the Kodak printer is up and running after many years of sitting, not being used due to a clogged print head and exorbitant service costs of changing out the ink in the print head. Now that things have come down in price, well, I was able to put it back in service. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video from Q Computer Channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to Q Computer Channel for more updates, and remember to tick the bell so that you actually get notified of these updates. Did you know that I am also on a second channel that's CubeComp MTDX? Over here you'll find videos of bicycling, weather, elevators, and all sorts of other neat and interesting stuff. Feel free to subscribe to that channel as well. And again, I thank you for your support, and thanks for watching this video.